Graphic design gives everyone the rare opportunity to move beyond a story and experience something on a deeper level with the use of text, photographs, and ideas in a single image that impacts the audience. Graphic design dates back thousands of years, beginning with cave drawings by early humans all over the world. With the evolution of human civilization, graphic design was used to decorate buildings, textiles, and utensils that often had a religious or cultural significance. Design was brought over to the United States from England, and with the New World came new design. The old ways of cave paintings, carvings, engravings, etchings, paintings, and the printing press eventually gave way to more modern tools of the trade, such as the creation of the linotype machine that revolutionized printing by doing a whole line at once. It came an opportunity to create more types. The man who should be accredited to the rise of graphic design and new types is William Addison Dwiggins. Dwiggins was a book designer from Ohio who lived from 1880 to 1956 in Massachusetts. He was a man of many skills who did not limit himself to one trade. However, he stated that he'd hoped he would be remembered for his type designs. In 1928, Dwiggins wrote and published a book titled Layout and Advertising. At the time, this work was considered to be the reference text for typography. This book revolutionized typography and font and changed the printing world. He spent most of his time working with Alfred A. Knopf Inc. During this time, he designed a total of 329 books, 17 of which were chosen as an American Institute of Graphic Arts selection to be recognized for excellence. He found such a passion with his work that he continued working until just 2 years before his death in 1956. Dwiggins is accredited with designing several typefaces for the linotype, including Electrica and Caledonia, both of which are still used today. He also coined the term graphic designer in 1922 when referring to himself and his line of work, and this term stuck and began to be used to describe anyone whose profession aligned with that of typography, calligraphy, book designs, and lettering. The 1920s ushered in many changes to the United States, including the modernization of graphic design. Art Deco is a term that is used to describe the art, architecture, and design from the 1920s through the 1940s, as seen in the use of geometric forms such as zigzags, sunbursts, and sharp lines that gives the audience the sense of a new modern era. The World Wars gave designers the opportunity to rally the troops and those at home to defend the country and to keep the states running while the men were at war. Iconic images such as Uncle Sam and Rosie the Riveter posters were some of the designs to come out of this era. As the wars ended, many graphic designers immigrated to the United States and brought their new ideas that shaped post-war American art and design. Among these artists was Paul Rand, who emerged as an innovative modern designer. Rand used his understanding of the power of color and shape on his audience. His work began to get noticed when he came out with a poster promoting the New York subway advertising that incorporated geometric forms and colors as well as a bold target that conveyed the idea that one could hit the bullseye to reach potential audiences who ride the subway. His work spanned through many eras from the 1940s all the way through to the 1990s, and his portfolio included advertisements, book jackets, corporate literature, packaging, posters, and trademarks. Among his most notable work were his corporate image projects, where he designed the logos of IBM, ABC Television, and UPS. Rand contributed to the new movement of graphic design in the United States that led to the many iconic designs, particularly in the 1960s to the modern age. In the 1960s, there was a drug called psychedelia, which caused side effects such as hallucination and distortion of perception. Many graphic designers tried to capture this vision in their own art. For example, formerly trained designer Victor Moscato used the concept of seeing vibrating colors to create the psychedelic effect in many of his pieces. This type of visual art was a counterpart to the music and revolutions that were taking place at this time. This type of design was used for the civil rights movement, the women's rights movement, and the anti-war protests. Along with the vibrant colors that drawed the audience in, fists, doves, and funky typography gave these posters a unique style. Following this psychedelic style was the optic art trend, which is a style that falls under abstract art that relies on geometric shapes, lines, and colors to create illustrations for the viewers. This gained a lot of popularity along with the creation of pop art, which was one of the United States' major artistic movements of the 20th century. It attempted to break down the barriers between old-fashioned art and bring in the new contemporary culture. As the current age came rushing in, computers continued to enhance the graphic artist's work. New effects, techniques, and styles are now accessible to the masses, and programs such as Adobe softwares have made image editing cheap and easy to use. Anyone can try their hand at graphic design, which allows you to express yourself, an idea, a moment, or a feeling freely. With new technology, graphic design has penetrated into all aspects of modern life and is here to stay.